Hey y'all. Okay, so it is the night before graduation, and I am making this video to give everybody an overview of what it's like in April 2025 on Navy basic training graduation. I'm so excited. Okay, so my daughter is graduating tomorrow, April 10th, 2025, and words can't explain how excited it's been and what a roller coaster ride it's been emotionally, for myself, for her, for the family. Just there's a lot going on, and I thought that I'd make this video just to kind of give y'all some tips on everything that I went through. So let's start with about 30 days ago, 3 weeks ago. Let's start with 3 weeks ago. 30 days ago, I shouldn't have, but I booked the flight here, and the reason why I booked it so early, they say don't do that because I don't want to say like you're jinxing it, but you're pretty much, anything can happen. They can get set back for a number of reasons, medical reasons. They could get in trouble. They could fail a test. There could be so many different reasons, that they could get set back. So anytime that you book something, book it with the mentality of, I might have to change this flight. I might have to switch the dates. I might have to move stuff around. So you always want to get something that's flexible. Don't get anything that's like non-refundable, permanent, as is, because there's a possibility that you might have to change it. In my case, we had to change it. Her graduation date got extended a week, so I had to move everything a week later, which thank goodness I booked it with that mentality, because they have cheaper flight options that are final, no, non-refundable, but and you can't cancel, like you cancel them, but more than likely you can't reschedule or anything like that and get your money back. It's just one of those things where they just sell them like that. So definitely book your flight with the mindset of being flexible. Now, I did book it early too, because the closer you wait, the higher the prices get. And we always book through United. So we got lucky because I was able to book one way through using points, and then the way back, I paid out of pocket for it. Hotel, I got a hotel at the Holiday Inn Express, and it's a really nice room. It's a king size bed, and it's about 9 minutes from base. And I actually went there today to pick up the tickets, and it's very close. It's just like, it's right down the road. So you want to get a hotel that's right by base, because you don't want to risk being late, and you just kind of want to have something close just in case. So I booked the flights about 3 weeks. I say 30 days, but 3 weeks before. I booked the hotel 3 weeks before, and there's so many options that you can pick. A lot of the people that I met at the Sarge's meet and greet tonight were staying at the Navy Lodge, which is a very popular place to stay. It's Navy themed, and it's like the place to stay. It's a small lodge, but it's very hard to get in. I know when I looked, there were 0 rooms available for our dates. And I was like, they say that you can just keep checking, and then book once something comes available, because they change week by week, right? Because if somebody doesn't pass battle stations, or somebody doesn't pass the swim test or medical or anything, they are set back. So there's a lot of like turnaround. There's a lot of people that get set back, surprisingly, sadly. And they actually tell people this happens. So we get cancellations the last minute all the time. So call every day, as it's getting closer, and you can get a room. That's what they said. I'm just passing that along. I ended up just booking at the Holiday Inn too, because I'm always trying to build my points up, and I have an IHG account and a Hilton's account. Well, the Hilton Hotel here, which is just right next door, was way more pricier. It was like, I think $150 or $200 more than this one. So I just booked this one instead, just for budget reasons. And they have free breakfast every morning, which is good. So I booked the hotel and that, and then I also booked a car rental because I flew into O'Hare. That is, there's 3 airports you can fly into, which is O'Hare, Midway, and then there's one in Wisconsin somewhere in this area, but it's a smaller airport. So more than likely you'll have to like fly into O'Hare or fly and then fly over there. I flew into O'Hare, and then I picked up a car from Enterprise at the airport because I don't want to be relying on Uber. Uber is so expensive, and all the times that you're going back and forth, you're going to spend the same amount of money if you would have just gotten a car rental. I got a car rental for 5 days, and it was about $300, but I did have one free day, so it was like $290 something. So it wasn't that bad, because if you think about it, what you're going to be paying on an Uber, you're going to pay just as much, right? Going to and from the airport is like $70. So yeah, not worth it. I highly recommend just book a car if you can. Yeah, so definitely recommend getting a car rental, just because you're going to pay way more money than on an Uber than you would if you would have just rented a car. So that is just leading up to it, like the last 3 weeks of graduation. So you are getting your plane ticket. If you don't live in Chicago, you are getting a hotel, and you are getting a car or truck rental. Those are the 3 main things that you want to get ready for, and make sure that you have them. Now, definitely check the weather and be prepared for winter months, cold months. Be prepared, because it gets very chilly here, like frigid. I'm from Texas, so I'm not used to the weather that they have here, and we don't need, in Houston area, it gets really warm year round, and we probably have 1 week out of the entire year that gets cold, but not even to the point where you need all the stuff that you would need here, like a beanie, earmuffs, and all of that. So definitely check the weather. It's also raining 2 days out of the 5 days that I'm here. So I have brought an umbrella, so just make sure that you check the weather as it's coming up to the graduation date. About a week and a half before your recruit is scheduled to graduate, you will get an email where they approved your ticket request. So on the night of on the night that the recruit arrives to boot camp, they send you that barcode, which I'm sure you got. If not, you can look it up on, I'll put the link down below too, but you can look up the Navy graduation website, and it gives you the link where you can submit your request to go to the graduation digitally. So it used to be paper, now it's digital. You put your name, you put your address, your phone number, and you kind of get put into this queue, and you're just waiting until your sailor gets close to graduation, and then they go in on their end and they approve the request on who can come. Now it depends, right? Like if 10, you put 5, I think the thing only allows 4 people, but if you put in 4 people but only 3 are allowed to come, then they have to approve so many people for that time, that graduation date. So definitely keep that in mind, and also look at the graduation website, because it tells you, I think, a month out or a month and a half out on how many people can come to the graduation. So once you get that approval, then everything's kind of like set in stone, but you still have to wait for them to pass battle stations and their last final physical test. So as that's leading up, I mean, you're kind of like on edge, wondering about everything. No matter what I say or anybody says, you're going to have that feeling like, oh my God, I need that I'm a sailor call to just confirm that I'm going, because anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, on last week, just like 7 days ago, I got the I'm a sailor call. So it was last Thursday, and I was, my stomach was in knots, because I'm like, I'm supposed to leave next week, and I still don't even know You know, I know she's scheduled to pass and leave and, you know, do everything, but am I like, I need the physical verbal confirmation. So when she finally called and says, I'm a sailor, then everything's like, okay, yes, everything's set in stone. Now I can like fully pack and, or, you know, I'm sure I was packed, but get mentally and physically ready that you're going to go. Right. So, leading up to that, that was supposed to be the last call that they can call you for a good amount of time, and you can talk to them about certain things and just like, hey, I'm coming, these are the days, whatever, what do you want to do? I definitely recommend to ask your recruit or your future sailor what they want to do after graduation. So when they go on Liberty, just keep in mind that they have been going through this extensive training for 9 weeks, 10 weeks, and they're tired. They're going to be tired. So they're not going to want to be running around, you know, going everywhere and seeing everything, because most of them just want to sleep and want to rest. I asked my daughter, I said, what do you want to do after graduation? Because I know you're going to be tired. And she says, Mom, I just want to stay local here after graduation. She's like, I need to go pick up my photos after, which will take a little bit because everyone's picking them up and you got to go sign out for Liberty. Then they're going to be hungry, you know, and so I said, okay, well, we can just grab some food and then go back, you know, run around just here in Waukegan and just hang out. Friday, she wants to go down to Chicago in the morning, but that's it. We're not going to be there all day running around because they're tired, depending on like when they're leaving for A school. So by then they should have their information on flights, like when they are going to be flying out to A school. A lot of people are flying out to Pensacola, they're staying in Chicago, or they're flying other places, San Diego. They're going all over the place. So you definitely want to keep in mind that you don't want to keep them on a tight, busy schedule, because they've already been in a tight, busy schedule for the past few weeks, months. They need a break. So it's just a recommendation that I have. I heard somebody say that to me when she first went in, and it was a video, a vlog I saw on YouTube, and I thought, that's very considerate. You know, sometimes we're just on the go. We don't think to stop and say, man, they're probably going to be super tired and not want to be running around Chicago, you know, or all over the place on a tight itinerary. So definitely just keep that in mind. Another thing that I learned about kind of last minute, I only learned about this like a week and a half ago. They do a Navy family meet and greet, and it's through a Facebook group. So it's like PIR and then your division graduation date, right? So for example, our Facebook group name was PIR 0410 2025, right? So that's their graduation date. And you request to join the group, and Sarge is the person who handles all of it, and he puts it together every Thursday, every single Thursday for graduation, right? The night before graduation on Wednesday night, he puts together this Navy family meet and greet, and you have to RSVP to it. And like, say for example, today I went, and I only RSVP'd a week and a half ago, and he approved it and sent me the request, like the address and everything to go. There was about 100 and something people there. So it was pretty, like one division had 48 people come. And unfortunately, our division only had 6 people come, but that's okay. We were on the less of the side. I think we were actually one of the ones that had the smallest group come. But again, I had no idea. So could you imagine how many other people out there don't know about this? And it's like you pay it forward. So you're pretty much paying $12 for your meal, right? You come and you pay $12, but those $12 go to next Thursday, and it just goes on and on like that. So whoever came last week and put their $12, he uses that money for the next week's buffet and stuff. So thank y'all for that. it was very lovely. I made new, Navy family friends, and it was nice to see kind of everybody's story and everybody's kids and brothers and sisters and wives and husbands, and it was really nice. So I highly recommend you find out about the Navy family meet and greet through, I don't know his name. I just know him as Sarge. But again, if you join the Facebook group that I told you, your PIR, and then the date of your graduation, you can get all the information on there, and there's links, everything provided in there through the Facebook groups. So just definitely look into that. Today, I went to pick up the graduation tickets from the Nex and Berkeley Mall. So when I got there, it was so nice because there were signs everywhere. And when you walk in, parking's free. You just park. It's a pretty big parking lot. You walk in, and they have a ton of Navy merch. Like, I bought this shirt, and then I bought a hoodie that says Navy Mom, and I got a Navy brother for her brother, and just like all kinds of Navy merch. It is so nice that they have that. So I bought a couple of things, but anyway, so you walk through, and you have to go around through the clothing area, and they'll come out and say, have your ID ready, and then stand in line. You stand in line, and there are active military members there, and they have a list, and you have to walk up and give your division number and your ID, and then they check you off, and they hand you a paper ticket. That ticket is going to be the only ticket you're going to have to get in. So definitely keep that. Don't lose it. And what else? After that, I just shopped. I bought so much Navy merch. Yeah. But it was really, really nice. So tomorrow is the graduation. I'm going to leave here like at 6 because I think the gates open at 6:30. So I want to be there front and early because the seating is first come, first serve. And my daughter gave me a kind of an update, like heads up on what section to sit. She said, you need to sit in this specific section because I'm going to be right there. We've been practicing and I noticed where to sit, so I'm going to be sitting there. So I want to get there early and get a good seat. And I'm so excited. So I will talk more about that tomorrow. And I'm so excited, and I hope if you're watching this and you're getting prepared for your sailor's graduation, I'm happy for you and congratulations. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, so we are here at the Navy Museum inside the graduation hall. Traffic was insane getting here. It took me about an hour to get through traffic, and it was only 0.7 miles. So make sure that you all get there extremely early and wait in line. After going through security, I found a seat right in front of our division. As you can see, they have these signs here with your division recruit's number, and you can have a seat and see how crowded it is already.
without further delay. Now hear this. Liberty Call!